So why is volunteering important with hospice and Tidelands Hospice?
Well, all the way back in 1985, when we first received our license at Thailand's Community Hospice, we were actually started by volunteers in our community and, of course, a professional medical staff. And these two groups of people really desired to bring about ways to help people that were in our community that were facing end of life. But also, today, we are really the only local based, not for profit hospice provider. And it's also important because the hospice program is unique in itself. It's the only program that it's mandated that you would have volunteers. So we have volunteers in every single department, from the administration part program to foundation to direct patient care, bereavement, and also we are required that 5% of our direct patient care is from volunteers. So it's important because of that, but not just that, also because volunteers communicate something very important, a very important aspect of hospice, and that is that you are not alone. That the whole hospice foundation communicates that to the patients and to the patient's family, and especially volunteers. Volunteers are a very important part of our interdisciplinary team.
Now, we've been hearing a lot lately about this We Honor Veterans program. Tell us about that. What's that all about?
Well, I'm really especially excited about being a part of the We Honor Veterans program. It's a program that's really been around since 2010, and we work along with the Hospice, the National Hospice and Palliative Care Organization, and the VA. And we do this in order to make sure that we improve how we take care of our veterans. We Honor Veterans recognizes that there's a unique need for veterans who could be on hospice, and it's just a different need than perhaps a civilian might have. And also, you would be surprised at the vast majority of veterans that really are not enrolled in the VA, and they don't know the type of benefits that they have in order to be able to help take care of them at end of life.
Now, let me ask Ms. Irene, tell me some of the things you do that helps the veterans in the community.
I sit and talk to them because the VA finally realized that every veteran has a story, whether they want to tell it, whether it's good, whether it's bad. It's a fact that a veteran needs to tell his story so that he can be at peace with himself. A veteran wants to speak with another veteran. They will be open to another veteran. They trust another veteran because we've all taken the same oath. We have said we will defend this country, and they feel comfortable talking to me where they may not talk to their family or friends or anybody else. And the VA finally realized that this is very, very important. So the information I get from the veteran, I pass on to Rick, and then he can follow through on either the benefits. Some veterans don't even realize they have benefits. He's a veteran or she's a veteran, and she took that oath, and that's what's important to me.
And Ms. Pat, what's your role in the program?
I'm a retired hospice administrator and chaplain in a different state. When I came here, I was very interested in the nonprofit local position that Tidelands Community Hospice has. And I'm particularly interested in the We Honor Veterans program. I had experience with it previously, and I wanted to continue to share that experience that I had. So I'm assisting Rick in an administrative role. The collaboration between the National Hospice Palliative Care Organization and the Department of Veteran Affairs, which grew since 2010 when they did begin the collaboration, does call for specific educational pursuits for staff, auditing of documentation in the charts that is required, and that's my role. I'm taking the administrative piece.
But we have pinning ceremonies, and that's another positive of things that we learned. We are making sure that we know how to do a pinning ceremony and how to make sure to run that. And pinning ceremonies are a way to honor the veterans while they're still alive. We actually have a military presence come to this pinning ceremony. We'll have presented with their certificate and actually pin the collar or lapel, and we'll salute the hospice patient. It's a very touching moment, and perhaps maybe Irene could tell us, maybe she'll do a spontaneous one sometimes, because she'll find out that maybe this is to be the time to honor you right now. So she'll go ahead and tell you about some of those.
I have experienced many veterans, and one of them that comes to mind so emotionally, I would say, is my 95-year-old World War II veteran. The family requested that I come and give the certificate and the pinning. When I got there, the family was all around, and they said he's in bed. He is not verbal. He is sleeping. He's very, very weak, so he probably will not respond to you at all. So I did, and it was basically, I thought, for the family, but I sat or stood at his bedside, and I held his hand while I thanked him and gave him the certificate, and then I stood at attention and saluted. The salute is the most important part of it, and this man opened his eyes and smiled at me. The family would not believe it. He passed away the next day, but it was saying goodbye. And recently I had the same experience with another veteran. He went down very quickly here in Georgetown, and his family was there, and he's now in bed. He's not verbal. And I went back, and I didn't do the certificate or the pinning. All I did was thank him for his service, and that I honored him and respected him, and that I wanted to salute him. I saluted him, and very, very weakly, he saluted me back. That gentleman died the next morning. I came back and talked to Rick about it. I said, I was very emotional. I said, he's not going to last. But he said goodbye with that salute. That's what they honor. That salute means something to them.
Yes. And that's why this is all important to me.
It is an honor for Tidelands Community Hospice to present you with this certificate of appreciation. James Gordon Blakely, United States Army. We pay special tribute to you for your military service to America and for the advancing the universal hope of freedom and liberty for all. We love you and we appreciate you. Let me give you this.